Hey, sorry, are you the commander of the Outlanders? The Outlander commander? Who, me? No, not you, you!
You have solved the riddle of my vessel. It is true. I am the one, the Outlander commander, hiding in the guise of a simple head on a stick to pursue all of our interests in secret.
Oh, cool. Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, with Monster Hunter Outlanders being recently announced as the newest addition to the Monster Hunter series, a lot of people have been talking about it, and for plenty of different reasons as well. Some people, however, as is the way of the internet, have no idea how to keep this discourse rooted in reality and respect. Some people refuse to consider basic common knowledge, facts. Other people simply get their point across in very disrespectful ways, and a lot of the time it just feels like someone trying to take their anger out on whatever is in front of them at the time, and more often than not, they tend to state their own opinions as if they are undisputed facts. Today I'm going to talk about a number of these types of posts and comments I've seen in relation to Monster Hunter Outlanders, and the usual disclaimer here that I don't at all hate or even dislike any of the people behind these posts necessarily. I just think that they said one thing that is worth pointing at and laughing a little bit, both to try and stamp out that type of activity and because you guys seem to get a kick out of it as well. So if you don't mind reading the messages to us to get started, strange psychic talking Kulu dual blade commander.
Mobile game trash. Fuck you, Capcom, and your shitty mobile games.
Jesus, okay, we've got a lot to unpack here. This is a sentiment that I have seen a ton of. It generally is just a lot of distaste that this new Monster Hunter game is going to be a mobile game. But here is the thing. This game would not exist if it was on main consoles or anything like that. It may get ported there someday, but the only games designed for this are the main series games. So if you want more Monster Hunter as a concept, I find it hard to be upset at this game's existence to begin with. It's not taken away from anything, it is only adding on. It is what it is. It isn't replacing. It won't ruin anything. It'll either be fun and worth your time, or it won't be, and that'll be up to you, but there's no point in talking about it until we actually know more about the game, so we'll find that out on our own. However, all that said, that's not why I stopped this message when I was looking at posts about the game. That would be because, Jesus Christ, somebody's prescription on chill pills needs a refill because you sound like you tried to smoke the devil's lettuce and ended up with the cabbage instead, and I don't know what you're mad at, but it's just not that deep, my guy. If this company can generate this much visceral hatred from you for something that has such a little effect on your life, you need to just sit back a moment and reflect a bit on what your real priorities are. Commander?
Why MH Outlander is more of a cannon skull praying emoji.
Sorry, are you, should I call an ambulance? I mean, outside of that, I have to try and process and translate the sentence to be something like Monster Hunter Outlanders, more like Monster Hunter Outlander, right? Because it's bad or something like that. And then I think the skull emoji means they died and the praying hands are asking us to pray for them. So please take a moment, and I think the ambulance arrived a little bit too late. That, or I have completely misinterpreted this, and they are asking about the player shooting cannon thing that you can use to fling yourself in one of the little trailer videos, but that seems like it would be a stretch to take it that way.
Let me guess. This game will have cool, unique monsters/variants that will either take 12 years or just straight up never come to the mainline console games, right?
Hey, I mean, yeah, honestly, maybe. I get the lack of trust in Tencent-headed Monster Hunter projects after Monster Hunter Online, and I fully agree it's a shame that we've never seen any of those monsters in the main series. But I think there are two important things to consider here that entirely remove any of the negativity in that statement and turn it into sort of a hopeful positivity for the future. The first is that even Monster Hunter Frontier, which was a full Capcom project, didn't have any crossovers after Hypnocatrice and Levisioth, which were sort of made for both games at the same time, all the way until Espinas in Sunbreak. So never say never on this type of stuff, especially because of the second statement that I have here too, which is think about the relationship between Capcom and Tencent. If they had no further interactions after Monster Hunter Online, there would be no incentive for Tencent to give in a bit and let some of the monsters from Online come to the main series. If they work together, however, if they develop a game essentially in tandem with each other rather than just overseen by one of the two, not only does that up the chances of any new monsters in Outlanders being capable of coming to the main series, but it also, at least in my opinion, increases the chances of the Monster Hunter Online floodgates one day possibly being opened as well, and monsters like Australion making an appearance in the main series, and that would be awesome.
In relation to a 6-minute developer interview trailer, this could have been a 3-minute video if they were honest and said the purpose of this partnership is money. Lol.
It's a video game. Video games are made by video game companies. Video game companies need to make money to make more games and to also pay the people who make the video games. And at least up to a certain point, the quality of a video game can increase quite a bit with more money put into it, especially a Monster Hunter style game. Larger teams, deeper systems, all that stuff. And yeah, The purpose of Monster Hunter Outlanders is to make money. The purpose of WILDS is to make money. The purpose of Rise was to make money, and World was to make money, and all of the other games that have ever been a part of the Monster Hunter series. That's how this works. It's like one of the very base truths of the capitalist society that we live in, and in that sense, you're right. However, the reason that there was a 6-minute sort of interview trailer is because the developers themselves, the people who are working on the game because it's a game they want to work on, have passion for Monster Hunter as a series and for trying to bring it into a whole new setting and genre, essentially. And that's the big difference in my mind. Every game is about making money in the grand scheme of it all, but the people who actually work on them, put in the time to make them what they are, that's what the big difference is between what makes Monster Hunter, and if there was different people behind it, some soulless hunting game where there's nothing but combat. So stop trying to make people feel bad for just literally making a living and surviving, and judge their product on its own merits once you actually know what it is.
Wow, look at all these fun and interesting mechanics. They are being wasted on a mobile game.
Monster Hunter has shown time and time again that anything that works and people actually enjoy from spin-off type games of any kind has a chance of working its way into the main series games. Let's say the sort of house building function that we're going to have in Outlanders is a smash hit. Everyone talks about how much they love being able to do that in a Monster Hunter setting. So what's to stop the devs from then moving that into the main series as just a fun little extra activity within each game? We already have room customization and decoration, so it could just be an evolution of that. It's not crazy to think, and that's just one example. The mechanics you think are fun and interesting in Outlanders are not being wasted on a mobile game. They're most likely considered so out there by the Monster Hunter team that the only chance of them ever being in a Monster Hunter game is in this specific one, or it could just be a test to see if people like it at this specific time. And yes, it is going to be on a mobile game. The concepts aren't being wasted on the mobile game in the same way that you can't say if Great Jagras comes back in Wilds that it's upsetting because it could have been Dire Morales in that monster slot instead. Like, yeah, I guess it could have been, but it's just not one for one like that in the roster. There's no way you could possibly compare the two, either from a monster standpoint or just from the development standpoint. It's not a one-for-one trade, and in that same way, you can't be upset with these mechanics existing in a mobile game instead of a main series game, because that's the reason they exist to begin with. Okay, someone call the ambulance again. Okay, look, this one isn't in bad spirit or like someone being a dick or anything. At least, I don't think so. Mostly, I just brought this one to the slideshow of frustration because I wanted to understand what it means, and I was hoping for your help. I have no idea. I was hoping you could all just, like, give me some sort of idea in the comments below if you know, to solve the mystery. Are they choking because they're, like, excited? Are they choking because they were eating food when they saw the announcement of the game and it was very surprising? And, well, you know, whoops. Are they really, like, blindingly upset about the game to the point where the only thing they can do is knock themselves out by just emptying their entire airflow? Or is it like a kink thing and they're actually very, very happy about Monster Hunter Outlanders? Honestly, any of the above sound possible to me.
Is anyone else more hyped about Monster Hunter Outlanders than Monster Hunter Wilds?
Wait, you're serious?
Why is Monster Hunter Outlanders getting so much hate? Like, the game's not even out yet. I'm probably stupid, but this game looks sick. The negativity is actually killing me, bro.
Look, my friend, I'm sorry that your brother has negativity allergies and that you're a pirate. I fully agree with this post, honestly, more than pretty much anything else I've heard people say about Monster Hunter Outlanders. And it's nice to have these in here too as a sort of breath of fresh air at a certain point. This one is not a bad take. It is the correct take, at least as far as I'm concerned. And that is, to be clear, my opinion. I'm not stating it's a fact, but I fully understand and agree that there are various concerns that exist in the world of mobile gaming and the monetization especially. There are tons of ways that the game could go wrong. But as of this current point in time, everything we've seen, everything we know for a fact that's been confirmed, that's been officially announced, is cool. It's interesting. So for now, until something happens that breaks that sort of veil, something happens that breaks our trust, and hopefully it never does, why not just take the game at face value for now? You don't need to be full-on hype for it. You don't need to be properly excited, but I don't see the need for a full-on hate train on something like this either that we know barely anything about. There is nothing wrong with simply remaining a neutral but interested party for the time being. On which note, I've got something Josh sent me as well. There is this interaction in a comment section of a Reddit post. Not everyone is focusing on the negatives here, folks. Some people see the game for what it could be. The mechanics and concept that have so far been shown, maybe a bit of speculation about what could happen even further based on what we know, and they're on this exact boat here with me and with the original poster too. So far, the game has not done anything wrong, and so for now, let's treat it like it's not done anything wrong. What more is there to say, really? And honestly, I'm just happy there's at least some positive posts like this out there in the sea of everything else. And, well, on that note, I think I'm done for the day. That's all of the mental energy that I can spare for this exercise in negativity. At the end of the day, I always prefer putting positive things out into the world over negative ones. And while on a base level this can feel a bit negative, I try to do my best to lighten the mood and turn it into like a teachable moment for people rather than just dunking on them fools, as the kids say. I am 27 years old. That just about does it then, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this, and let me know if you want more of this in the future. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.
I'm literally choking right now.